I'm sure you all know that Elon Musk has, I guess, spearheaded a new government organization called Doge, or the Department of Government Efficiency. And obviously, that's been fraught with a lot of controversy, with him getting into the Federal Reserve Bank and whatnot. But that's not exactly what we're going to talk about today. What I'm going to talk about is this guy right here. His name's Marko Elez. He's 25 years old, I believe, and he's one of the staffers for Doge. Like, he basically works under Musk, and Musk tells him what to do, and he does it. And recently, yesterday, there was some controversy with this guy in particular, where he posted some crazy tweets where he said things like, "You cannot pay me to marry outside my ethnicity," "normalize Indian hate." That's a big one. Uh, he posted, "Just for the record, I was racist before it was cool." And he said, "I just want a eugenic immigration policy. Is that too much to ask?" Obviously, these are horrible statements to make. At least I would think so. As the days go by, I feel more and more crazy just as a normal person that doesn't stand for hate or bigotry and whatnot. And I'm not one to want to ruin someone's life over tweets and whatnot. But this is not something that happened 7 years ago. He posted this post in December, which was 2 months ago, maybe less than that. So it's not like he's changed as a person. He hasn't apologized or anything. So the normal response I would think would happen is there'd be a lot of backlash, and people would be like, "Wow, this guy's a bad person. We should not have him in our government." But the vice president of the United States, his first take was, "Yeah, I disagree with his posts, but he doesn't think that social media activity should ruin a kid's life." Which, that sentiment I agree with. I don't think that stupid old posts should ruin a person's life. But these posts were months ago, at most 6 months ago, and that's not that's not exactly something that the time it takes to grow and learn, I would think. And he hasn't apologized at all. Someone got back to Vance Rokana, and he said, "Aren't you going to tell him to apologize for saying normalize Indian hate?" And I would think that would be bare minimum, just to apologize and kind of rescind the statements that he posted publicly. But that was not obviously the sentiment that JD Vance would agree with. He said to grow up, and then racist trolls online don't threaten my kids, even though this man, specifically threatened his kids. JD Vance has an Indian wife and Indian kids. JD Vance is not sticking up for his wife and kids for some reason. And he's saying that people make mistakes, and they develop views they later regret. First of all, it's not later. It's been 2 months since he said that we should have a eugenic immigration policy. And even in this instance, why would it not be bare minimum to apologize, to at least rescind that information, rescind that statement, and say, "Hey, I don't agree with that. I was just being stupid," or whatnot. He was 24 years old. It's not like he was young and dumb posting something like that. At least I would think that you shouldn't be posting that when you're 24 years old. Yeah, I feel like a lot of us were like edgy teens or whatever. But he's a 24-year-old that is working for the government, for a lot of power in the government under Musk for some reason right now. And he's allowed to say such hateful things. And he resigned of his own accord, which I would think would be the first step. But then Elon Musk immediately forgives him without him apologizing, saying to err is human, to forgive divine, but you can't forgive when there's no apology. And I think, let's go back to this guy. This is Marko Elez. I think this is just a statement towards where our society is right now. We're in a place where it's normal to hate. And if there's no sort of societal pushback, it just becomes normal and it becomes more normal. And then we treat it like it's normal, and then everyone's racist. And then we get back to here. And then we have a eugenic immigration policy. It's not exactly a hop, skip, and a jump between normalizing racism and having actionable racist policy in our government, especially when people like JD Vance and like Elon Musk and like Marko Elez are supporting and saying things like this, to where our society devolves. In the past, we've had checks where it's like, hey, yeah, you said something horrible and racist, I'm gonna not hire you at Microsoft or whatnot. But this guy's in the government, and because he's connected to powerful people, he just gets away with it. It's a zero consequence society. And I think I just want to be quick here. My thesis here is that we need to have some sort of accountability, not just in the government, which this guy works for the government. He has a lot of power in the government for some odd reason, as I said before. But we need a societal framework that punishes people that do bad things and punishes people that say horrible things, or else we'll just devolve. I mean, I guess that's all I really have to say, but, you know.